Hello there, everybody. How are you doing today? Welcome to another episode of Renegades React. And I was going to say, guys, something special happened yesterday.
What was it, Nate?
Well, we hit 2,000 subscribers.
What?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I thought he was talking about my Loch Ness Monster sighting, but...
Oh, well, we'll get to that, man. We'll get to that. Hey, that's an achievement unto itself. But, hey, when are we ever going to hit 2,000 subscribers again?
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Well, maybe on our other channel, Renegade Faction. Look at it up here. Sorry, shameless self-plug there. Yeah, just go ahead and smack me across the face. Okay, but anyway, guys, for our 2,000th subscriber special video, we aren't going to do anything crazy. We're going to save that for whenever we pass 1 million views, which I promised I was going to do a backflip, and I will. I promise you that. Yeah, as big as I am, I'm still nimble. And well, guys, for our 2,000th subscriber video, I figured we would do the the Guts versus Nightmare death battle, which has been requested like crazy by our fan base. And starting out, we had it first requested by Reiner Braun, Attack on Titan much, and we also had Johann Schneiser. Is that?
Sounds good
Works
to
for
me.
Okay.
Booker T.
Can you dig it, sucker?
Looks like we got Neek's music.
Okay, Zane Musgrave.
Brian Castrillo?
Castillo.
Castillo? 2 L's makes the Y sound, right?
Yeah, Castillo. And
Caleb Shackelford.
hey,
Brother,
come on.
is that brother to Rusty Shackelford?
I hope so.
Probably. Let's see, and of course a few repeats.
Multiple
repeats from Schneiser, Braun, Booker T. Oh wait, Gentleman Man.
Gentleman
Man makes a valiant return. Thank you, sir.
In a fancy hat.
And Zane,
And he demands it.
yes, he demands it. Okay, Gentleman Man, we will fulfill this request for you.
He puts the man in demands.
The Punisher returns.
He puts the pun in Punisher.
Oh, okay.
Oh wow!
And of course,
we are the worst.
We're horrible.
All right.
We're the worst thing in puns since Barbara Punkelman. Shout out to Rooster Teeth. But anyway, guys, we're going to watch this in its entirety just for you. And we hope you enjoy it. Here we go.
This episode of Death Battle is brought to you by Squarespace, the easiest way to create a beautiful website, blog, or online store for you and your idea.
You don't say.
Squarespace features an
it's
elegant
Jeff
interface,
Bridges.
beautiful templates, and incredible 24/7 customer support.
Dude, Jeff Bridges is
Try
the man.
Squarespace.
Got a dope-ass beard, man.
/screwattack.
He's
and
like
instantly
recording
get 10%
cicada
off.
sounds.
Screw attack!
I need to grow my beard out like that.
Death battle. Dude, your beard's already bombing.
For untold decades, scientists have searched for a legitimate method of measuring a person's
Pyramid
level
head.
of badassness.
Super creepy.
completely missing the obvious answer.
Just check out the size of his sword, like Guts, the brutal black swordsman from Berserk.
And Nightmare, the demonic scourge from Soul Calibur.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze
I
their
don't know,
weapons,
going into
armor, and
this,
skills to find out who
kinda
would
feeling
win
Nightmare.
a death battle.
I probably would too.
So what do you think? Oh, sorry.
Go on.
The odds are that Boomstick bashes his ex-wife. Is that good?
In the
I
realm
don't
of
know.
Midland, rumors run rampant of a man wielding a humongous blade slaying
6'3".
any who get in his way.
That's
but
ridiculous.
before his
130
legend
pounds?
grew, this black swordsman was known simply as Guts.
Oh man, I'm so excited! Guts is one of the most badass
Do you have it?
hardcore characters ever.
Guts. Do you have it?
But the
that
story
ain't
of
Mike
Guts
O'Malley.
is not for the faint of heart.
Yeah, it's kinda dark.
And
Open
kind of brutal.
After a brutal
I've
massacre, Guts
seen-
was
I-
born from the corpse of his mother,
Whoa.
who had been
Oh,
hanged from
yeah.
a tree.
And we're just getting started.
That's messed
Baby
up.
Guts was discovered by a traveling band of mercenaries and was adopted by the camp whore.
Who died to plague 3 years later. With no one left to turn to, Guts was mentored by the mercenary leader Gambino, who began training him in swordsmanship when he was just 6 years old.
Hey, Guts!
Not a
Why
wimp.
don't you use a smaller sword, one right for your side?
Don't tell me what to do.
We don't carry any baby-sized swords for kids here anyway.
An extremely determined student of
picking on a
war,
4-year-old.
Guts was soon brought onto the battlefield and killed his first man at the age of 9.
Despite his skill, life wasn't all murder, sunshine, and rainbows. Young Guts was constantly abused in many ways that I don't really want to go into.
No.
But these awful things he had to endure kickstarted the long, excruciating process of grooming Guts into the scariest man in the world.
After killing his crazed adoptive father in self-defense, Guts became a lone mercenary, and a damn good one. Recognized for his skill, he was recruited by the mercenary crew called the Band of the Hawk, led by an ambitious man named Griffith.
That's
the
a man?
Hawks Raiders would be Guts' first taste of camaraderie and friendship.
Over the next 3 years, they single-handedly ended a 100-year war. Things were looking up for Guts. And then Griffith summoned a horde of demons, transformed into a bat monster, murdered all of Guts' friends, and claimed ownership of Guts' soul by branding his neck. If that wasn't dramatic enough, Griffith then raped Guts' girlfriend in the pool of his friend's blood as he watched, pinned down with his eye gouged out and forced to cut off his own arm.
What?
Definitely not his best day.
No.
After all that, Guts dedicated his entire life to murdering Griffith as painfully and brutally as possible.
Seems
while fighting
reasonable.
demons on a daily basis as they are drawn to his brand like moths to a flame.
But to do this, he needs the right tools for the job. He carries a belt of throwing knives and a pouch of mini bombs even demons can't take.
He also received a new mechanical hand, which houses a flamethrower, repeater crossbow, and a hidden single-shot cannon. Perfect for blasting a demon's face off.
Surprise, bitch!
But none of that compares to Guts'
I prefer
primary
surprise
tool of
mother
destruction,
effort
the giant blade
from Dokes,
known as
but okay.
Dragon Slayer.
The monster sword. The one they made on Man-at-Arms Reforged.
Yeah.
Massive, thick, heavy, and far too rough. It's too big to be called a sword. More like a heap of raw iron. And
Call it a
might
halberd.
just be the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Forged by the legendary hermit Godo, Dragon Slayer was made to, well, slay a dragon. Unfortunately, it was laughed off as impossible to use by anyone.
Except for Guts.
Sitting 6.5 feet long and weighing over 400 pounds, the Dragon Slayer is enormous, though not unfeasible. In real life, the largest sword ever used in battle belonged to a Frisian freedom fighter and stood 7 feet tall. Though it wasn't nearly as heavy, only 14 pounds.
No joke.
Yeah, I
With
know.
a single swing of Dragon Slayer, Guts can cleave through a man wearing heavy armor. Along with his weapon, his horse, and any other people, animals, or demons who happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
And after killing over 1,000 demons, no, I did not stutter, Dragon Slayer has bathed in so much demonic blood that it now rests in both the physical and astral planes of existence. Somehow.
Convenient.
Meaning it is capable of harming any supernatural being.
Even ghosts!
Guts is an absolute monster in combat. He can move faster than the eye can track, killed 100 soldiers on his own in a single night, and once jumped in the mouth of a giant sea god, cut his way through it, and killed it from within.
Get you some of that.
That's what I call taking care of business.
Life on a single strike.
Guts will do anything to defeat his foes, including jumping into fire or allowing himself to be impaled just to gain an advantage. And somehow he always survives. He's fallen hundreds of feet, gotten stabbed through the face,
Ow.
taken 1,000 supernatural punches at once, and even been run over by an elf fairy Mothra going supersonic speeds.
But his disregard
Hate
for
when
his
that
own
happens.
safety can be costly. Honestly, the only reason he's still alive is pure dumb luck and unstoppable willpower.
And if Guts wasn't tough enough on his own, he wears the Berserker armor, the most insane battle gear you've ever seen.
Activating the Berserker armor seals off the wearer's nervous system, making him immune to pain and its natural inhibitions. This allows Guts to fight at
make
his
him
fullest
immune
potential,
or unaware?
boosting his power and
Makes
speed
it dulls
at the
his
risk
senses.
of damaging his own
It's
body.
still a thick
With this
armor, but
Guts'
still
sword
it
swing is more powerful
pretty much
than a
kills your nervous
cannonball.
system.
Though
That's
the
kinda
Force
terrifying.
can break his own arm.
Oh, his arm.
But don't worry,
Oh.
the cursed Berserker armor will literally rip and pierce his body to pin the bones and muscle back in place.
But see, he
Now
doesn't
don't
care.
get the wrong idea, the armor does not actually heal Guts, it just holds him together. This is dangerous because, well, even though Guts won't feel pain,
That's
that
nasty.
doesn't make him invincible.
Plus, the Berserker armor also kinda forces Guts to give in to his inner demons and lose all sense of morality and restraint. making him the most violent demon killer ever.
Violent and completely uncontrollable.
Guts is the embodiment of rage and the epitome of badassery. Believe me, the last thing you want to do is get in this guy's way.
Agreed.
My sword has gotten very dull. However, it's 3 times as thick and does 3 times the damage of a normal sword. You'd better pray you die quickly, or this could be painful.
But does he have a piece of the crag?
Long ago, transcending history and the world, an enormous sword was forged, designed to be the deadliest weapon on the battlefield.
It was called Soul Edge, and it was a beast! Gigantic, powerful, sexy.
At a daunting 6 feet 1 inch in length, no ordinary
Wait, so
soldier
his is
could
1 inch
wield it.
longer?
But those
No,
who
no.
could
Yours is shorter.
Guts is
unstoppable.
longer. His
It
is
left
5
no
inches longer.
survivors in its wake.
Saying
Oh,
that out of
6'6", that's right,
context.
okay.
Saying that out of
Buffet.
context.
However, a great evil dwelt within the sword. After claiming victory upon victory and being bathed in the blood and hatred of countless foes, a fire was born inside Soul Edge.
Literally, it's a demon made of friggin' fire.
The demon Inferno had one purpose: to infect the world with evil and chaos. But in order to accomplish this, he needed a warrior capable of wielding the true power of Soul Edge. He planned to possess this warrior and transform them into the azure-clad Knight of Darkness, Nightmare.
And who did he possess? Siegfried.
Inferno's first victim came in the late 16th century, when a pirate named Cervantes de Leon raided an English galleon and discovered the intriguing blade aboard, claiming it as his
Oh,
own.
I thought it was Siegfried.
But
that
as
was
we
first.
know, this
Oh.
was no ordinary flesh-covered sword with an eyeball. Inferno seized this opportunity and possessed the pirate, testing his
Dang.
body by slaughtering the
very
entire
polygony.
population of a
Yeah.
Spanish
What was
port
the console
town.
the first
Talk
time?
about a
Dreamcast.
test drive.
Really?
Unfortunately, while powerful, Cervantes was not the ideal vessel Inferno sought.
So he made him sit in that town until 2 chicks showed up, killed his ass, and somebody more powerful picked up the sword.
That someone was a knight named Siegfried,
Yep.
and this was the body Inferno was looking for. Once Siegfried's hand touched Soul Edge, Inferno began eating away at his soul, torturing him endlessly and feeding on his fear and anger, transforming him into Nightmare. Nightmare was powerful enough to threaten all of Europe, conquering whole armies and devouring thousands of innocent souls.
If you haven't figured it out by now, Soul Edge is kind of like the ring from Lord of the Rings. If it could cut people and hungered for souls.
However, Soul Edge's power was incomplete. At some point, it had been broken, and shards of the demon's sword had been scattered across the world. To unlock Soul Edge's true power, Nightmare set off to find the lost pieces of his sword and repair it.
As Nightmare discovered each shard, the power of Soul Edge grew, and so did Nightmare's. He can fight with numerous stances, channel fire and lightning through Soul Edge, and devour the souls of hundreds at once with Soul Wave.
Watch this!
Despite Nightmare's ever-growing power, Siegfried constantly battled to free himself from Soul Edge's curse, and eventually, he succeeded. The two did battle atop Osterreinsberg Castle, but Nightmare's power was so great, the entire structure was obliterated by a single swing of his vile blade.
Just like a crazy ex-girlfriend, he figured if he couldn't have that body, no one can.
Soul Edge cannot be defeated by an ordinary blade. In fact, only one weapon has ever been able to harm it, a supposedly holy blade called Soul Calibur. Unknown to most, Soul Calibur is actually the final shard of Soul Edge, reforged into a second sword made specifically to combat its demonic counterpart.
Poor guy. How would you feel if some asshole decided to make a weapon specifically designed to murder you? And it kept showing up everywhere.
Nightmare has come close to conquering the world on numerous occasions, yet a warrior wielding Soul Calibur always seems to show up and hold him at bay. While Soul Edge seems indestructible,
Apart from that pesky holy sword,
Inferno does require a mortal body to create Nightmare. Should Nightmare fall, Inferno can risk his own life by manifesting himself to protect Soul Edge, as his very existence is tied to the sword.
but if Nightmare manages to absorb that final shard, Soul Edge and Nightmare will merge into their ultimate form. Night Terror. A larger, deadlier, flyier Nightmare.
Flyer.
Yeah, when one gains the power of flyingness.
Flyingness?
No matter the time, place, or vessel, few can match the vile trio of Soul Edge, Inferno, and Nightmare.
So do you think that's gonna get Soul Edge and like transform or whatever?
All right,
I don't know.
combatants are set. Let's end this.
Here we
debate
go.
once
Let's
and for
see.
all.
Find out.
It's time for a death battle.
Because that kind of seems like the only chance.
Giant
Right. I
sword,
mean, you
yeah.
need Soul Calibur to fight Soul Edge. That's why I think that,
Nightmares.
you know.
You think Nightmare's gonna win?
I mean, Guts is pretty pro at killing demons, though. So
And his sword is now able to kill anything demonic. So maybe all the shards.
Snap.
oops.
Hey.
You're in my way. Stand aside.
Tremble in my darkness.
Here we go.
Snap. It's not looking too good for Guts. But they always celebrate deathmatch these things.
Right. Plus, Guts hasn't used like any of his other stuff.
No, he hasn't used the Berserker armor or his robotic arm.
Uh-oh. Oh.
So you can use the cannon.
Surprise!
Oh.
Uh-oh. Transforming into Night Terror.
I think so.
Yep, Night Terror.
He's gonna have to use the armor, right?
He has to, yeah. And it becomes he becomes like the ultimate killer.
Oh no. That looked pretty substantial.
Oh man.
Oh,
Oh, snap diddly-o. Oh!
Dang.
Did that just happen?
I think that just happened.
This
Told you to stay out
But
of my way.
remember what they said, even when Nightmare falls,
Right, Inferno's gonna come out.
Inferno. Yeah. Putting himself at risk.
Well, I think he's like screwed now. I mean, he hasn't even, Guts hasn't even put on the armor yet. Oh, there it is.
Oh, well,
There we go. Oh, really?
He's just
That's what I
shooting arrows
call a
at it.
sword fight. While Nightmare wields more power than Guts, this is what Guts does every single day. He gets the shit kicked out of him trying to defeat gods and demons leagues above his abilities and still prevails.
It's true. All his life.
I mean, this guy lives in a world where giant monsters are trying to kill you, eat you, rape you, or all three at the same time.
At the same
And
time.
that's just Monday.
Now that's just mind-blowing.
It's true. All
That's
his
absolutely
life, Guts
terrifying.
has had the odds stacked against him, and yet he's still kicking while everything else is dead.
Oh, but Wizard, I thought only Soul Calibur could destroy Soul.
That's what I was thinking.
That's also true in the Soul Calibur world.
Oh.
However, Inferno exists on an astral plane. If
Oh.
you recall, Guts' sword Dragon Slayer also exists on such a plane,
Uh-huh.
leaving no question that it could destroy Soul Edge.
makes sense.
Plus, his Berserker armor bought him plenty of time to land the killing blow.
Yeah, because it will literally let you fight on until all of your bones are shattered and the last drop of your blood is spilled.
And it's not like Soul Edge was going to have any luck tempting
I don't
Guts
think
into
that's an
picking it up
advantage.
and turning into another Nightmare. Not only has Guts dealt with enough demonic shit to know that's a bad idea, he really loves that Dragon Slayer. He's not giving that up for anything.
He really loves the
Guts
Dragon
was just a
Slayer.
whole
Who would
nother
give it up?
caliber.
The winner is Guts.
Dang.
Touche, didn't call that one.
I think he's gonna need some rotator cuff surgery.
Yeah, no
Next
joke.
time
No doubt.
on Death Battle.
Next time on Death Battle.
Oh, Iron Man
Oh,
versus.
Samus, Boba Fett, the Rocketeer. No.
It's like the old saying. If you want someone
Lex
killed
Luthor.
right,
are you for real?
kill him yourself.
Very nice. Very nice. I
That's
can
gonna
get
be
behind
super
that.
cool.
Two
Hey,
super
everybody, Click
geniuses.
that like button if you like huge-ass sword battles. And be sure to share and subscribe.
In the mood for more action? Check
was
out the
pretty
latest
good.
1-minute
That
melee
was
between Lucario
surprisingly
and Renamon.
good.
Yep.
Yes, Pokemon versus Digimon. It's happening.
And be sure to pick up Angry Video Game Nerd Adventures on Wii U. We have a video game on Nintendo. Yay!
Thanks for watching.
Angry video game nerd. Okay. So,
I would have liked to have seen Guts get Soul Calibur and like turn into whatever that would.
If you need
The
a
person doesn't
website,
really
then look no
change
further than
form.
Squarespace.
no,
No.
I'm not
Nightmare.
kidding.
Nightmare
If
is the
this wasn't
same.
the best way
It's the
to
same
create your
beast.
own website,
Yeah,
then
well,
why would
any
Jeff
human
Bridges,
that gets
yes,
Soul
the
Calibur,
dude
they just
himself,
stay the way
use
they
it?
are because multiple
That's
characters
right. Jeff
can
Bridges
get
created the
Soul Calibur in
website
games.
DreamingWithJeff.com, where you can listen to his album
But
of unique and relaxing
I
sounds to lull you
thought
to sleep.
Guts.
And it's
I
all
thought
thanks
Guts
to
was going to
Squarespace.
lose. To be
No
honest,
ideas
because
too far out. Go to squarespace.com.
I thought more
/screwattack
power
to
would
get 10% off
equal
and
out,
bring your
but
idea to life.
The
I
Astro
really
Plane
wasn't
loophole.
kidding about
the
whole
astral
Jeff
plane
Bridges
loophole,
thing. Seriously,
that and the
click
fact
dude
that
and
Guts
watch it
has
now.
gone up against impossible odds before,
Right.
multiple times, and has come out broken and hurt, but he ultimately wins. And
Yeah, I think he also had a much rougher origin story.
oh,
Like,
oh God, oh man, his origin story still gives me chills because it's just like, how much more bad stuff can happen to somebody?
That's pretty awful.
Oh
yeah,
man,
I guess the loophole with Nightmare though is, I mean, they've broken Soul Edge multiple times, and it eventually reforms itself. So it's kind of like another
Yeah.
100 years, it'll piece itself back together and
We'll
like
have
create a
another
new
Death Battle.
Nightmare.
Either that, or it'll become like exactly like they said. It's just like the One Ring. Eventually it'll turn into legend, and then someone will go looking for that legend, and will find a piece of it, and it'll be possessed to put it back together.
Yeah, because that's how it always happens.
That's and it will never truly be destroyed. So, do I agree with that outcome? After watching it, yeah, I got to agree with it.
Well, that's the thing with Death Battle is they always back up everything. I mean,
Yeah, they've got
to
some-
the last detail. So
Well,
it's really hard to
People are still mad about the Goku and Superman death battle, which,
the snake wave thing cracked me up.
well, Snake Way. The
yeah,
thing about
Snake
it
Way.
is, they say that it's inaccurate. There've been people who've gone on there and said the way they judged Goku's strength is inaccurate, and now people are wanting to know if he would stand a chance in Super Saiyan God mode, which Super Saiyan God mode. There's two different levels to it. There's the red mode and now the blue mode.
Right.
And they're saying that potentially he could beat Superman like that.
Well,
and they're saying
the thing,
we want to redo.
Well, Superman always hacks everybody off because he's kind of a hack character. I mean,
Oh yeah,
We just talked about the Batman
I'm
versus
just
Superman
saying.
video.
I mean, you know,
Yeah.
it's just like he, no matter what happens, it's like the only way to really like hurt him is to kidnap
Miraculously-
Lois Lane. Like,
well, either that or miraculously find a piece of kryptonite and hide
Right,
it,
which-
and
yeah.
and like hide it and just be like, don't come any closer or I'll shoot you. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Boom, shoot him with a kryptonite bullet, and then just let it do the work from there.
But he's
Right.
faster than a speeding bullet, so he could technically dodge that.
Technically, but at the same time, it's just like he could dodge it, but he's not afraid to get shot.
Right.
And who could predict that they would actually synthesize a kryptonite bullet?
Well, can he somehow perceive like the radiation coming off of kryptonite?
I don't think so.
Well, he's not very good at it if
No,
he is.
well, yeah. I don't think he can.
Or
I
if he
think
can,
it's just like things that are in lead.
Right.
It masks itself.
Right.
And it does. And he doesn't realize it's there until it's too late.
So you encase the kryptonite in lead,
and then boom.
like an armor-piercing round.
There you go. Yeah. Way to think
Clever
outside the box
girl.
there.
So
Okay.
but the lead would have to shear off, right?
Well,
Of course,
yeah.
when it hit,
Superman?
when it hit, the lead is so malleable it would bust, and
Yeah.
the kryptonite shards would go everywhere. So
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Pretty much be like a shotgun round, just like it'll hit, impact, and then splinter out. Yeah, gosh, here we are talking about Superman getting shot.
We're debating the wrong death
Yeah,
battle.
we're debating the wrong death battle. But yeah, guys, we're happy that we hit 2,000 subs, and we would like to thank everyone who has been part of this. We could not have imagined when we started like posting videos seriously back in November that it would go anywhere this quickly.
That it would actually work.
Yeah, well, yeah, that you'd want to see a bunch of guys on a couch talk about nerdy stuff, which there's no shortage of that on YouTube.
Right.
But I guess there's never enough.
It's quite a saturated market, and yet
Here we are.
here we are.
But anyway, starting from the top, we would once again like to thank Reiner Braun. There we are.
Johann Schneiser.
Booker T.
Zane Musgrave. Oh wait,
No, wait.
sorry.
Yeah.
Neeks Music.
Then Zane Musgrave.
Then Zane, okay.
Ryan Castrillo.
Yeah, Castillo.
Caleb Shackelford. I don't know who you are, but
And
Okay, and then
Still
we have
got-
the repeaters: Johan, Reiner, Booker T,
Gentleman
and then
Man.
Gentleman Man. Yeah.
Gentleman Man.
And Zane Musgrave also our last repeater on that one. But once again, guys, thank you so much, and to our 2,000 subscribers, thank you so much for being a part of this, and hopefully to 100,000, and to eventually, hopefully, 1 million subs.
let's get to 1 million views first.
Let's get 1 million views first, and
Actually, let's get to 9,001 subs first.
Over 9,000.
Of course, we had to go there. But anyway, guys, we thank you so much. And once again, when we hit 1 million, I will do a backflip. I promise you.
Wait.
Million views.
Million
Views or
views.
subs? Okay.
Million views. Whenever we hit 1 million views, I will do a backflip. I promise you. But anyway, guys, I think that's it for this episode of Renegades React. Once again, check out our Renegade Faction channel that just relaunched. We are going to start posting videos on there again, starting with the trailer breakdown for the Star Wars movie. And we'll also probably do an Avengers movie
Of course.
review.
Oh yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, that is like
That
days
that
away.
you know that like little indie film coming out with that Robert guy in it,
and those
like,
two Chris's.
Yeah, and like that one
And that
chick with
that
the red hair.
Johansson
Yeah.
girl, I think is her name.
She might be going somewhere
Yeah, maybe, hopefully. But
where they like fight a robot or something.
a few robots, I hear.
Yeah.
But once again, guys, thanks so much. We'll see you later. Peace out.